With great power comes great responsibility. A noble sentiment, isn't it? Something you'd hear in a superhero movie. But our world isn't a movie. In the real world, power, it rarely brings responsibility. More often, it breeds impunity, exploitation. My father had a simpler way of putting it. In the jungle, the big eat the small. In our world, the clever devour the naive. And the irony, the supreme, bitter irony, the West, which preaches civilization and morality to the rest of us, their actions often whisper a much, much darker story, a story of barbarism. It leads you to wonder, why does greed even exist? How can a person look at land, at resources, at lives, and say, that's mine, when they didn't create it, when it was never theirs to claim? I'm reminded of something Neil deGrasse Tyson once said. He imagined an advanced alien race observing us, watching us fight, dominate, and destroy each other over things that, in the grand scheme of the cosmos, mean nothing. Their conclusion? No intelligent life here, and they would simply leave. Which leaves us with a deeply unsettling question. Why are we as a species so irrational? Why do our leaders so often fail us? January 3rd, 2026, 2 a.m. In a darkened room in Florida, a man sits bathed in the cold glow of multiple screens. That man is the President of the United States, Donald Trump. He's not watching a movie. He's not eating popcorn. He's watching a live feed of a military operation. Thousands of miles away in Caracas, Venezuela, U.S. forces are closing in on a house. Inside, President Nicolás Maduro is asleep, completely unaware that in a matter of minutes, his life will be irrevocably changed. The helicopters flew low, so low they were ghosts to the radar. And then, darkness. A cyber attack plunged the entire city of Caracas into a black void. In the chaos, commandos descended. It was swift, it was silent, it was brutally efficient. Within minutes, Maduro was captured, his wife, Celia Flores, taken alongside him. Later, Trump would remark with a chilling detachment that it was just like watching television. But this wasn't television. This was a moment that would send shockwaves across the globe. A sitting head of state abducted from his own country by a foreign power. The world watched, stunned. The reactions were swift and divided. Many nations condemned the act as a flagrant violation of international law, a brutal disregard for the sovereignty of a nation. The UN Secretary General, Russia, China, they all voiced their outrage. But others welcomed the news, hoping it would signal the end of years of oppression in Venezuela. The world, it seemed, was fractured. The Trump administration, for its part, framed it not as an act of war, but as a law enforcement operation. Maduro and his wife were brought to New York to face charges of narco-terrorism and weapons conspiracies. Trump declared that this was a necessary step to restore democracy to protect American interests. And then, just days later, the other shoe dropped. The U.S. moved to seize control of Venezuela's oil exports. Tankers were seized, including one flying a Russian flag, a move that sent tensions soaring. Trump announced that Venezuela would turn over 50 million barrels of oil to the United States. It was a stunning display of power. This wasn't just about sanctions anymore. This was about direct control. And it left the world asking two terrifying questions. Why now? And if a superpower can simply seize the leader of another nation, what does that mean for the future of international law? To understand the gravity of this moment, we have to look back to 2011, to Libya, another nation, another leader, another intervention. Muammar Gaddafi had ruled Libya for over 40 decades. He was a complex figure. Under his rule, Libya's oil wealth funded massive development projects. The Great Man-Made River, a modern marvel that brought fresh water to the desert, subsidized education, healthcare, housing. Libya, in many ways, was a success story, but Gaddafi was also a dictator. His rule was marked by repression, by a brutal intolerance for dissent. In 2011, the Arab Spring came to Libya. Protests erupted and the situation quickly spiraled into violence. The UN Security Council, in a bid to protect civilians, authorized a no-fly zone and all necessary measures. It was framed as a humanitarian mission. But what followed was a full-scale NATO military campaign. Airstrikes, led by the US, France, and the UK, decimated Gaddafi's forces. By August, Tripoli had fallen. By October, Gaddafi was dead. But the story doesn't end there. Libya did not blossom into a peaceful democracy. Instead, it shattered. The power vacuum left by Gaddafi's fall was filled with chaos. Militias rose, and the country descended into a brutal civil war that rages to this day. The promise of protection became a curse of instability. And for many around the world, Libya became a symbol, a cautionary tale. A powerful nation enters another, the leader is removed, and the people are left to pay the price for years, for decades to come. And now we see the same pattern emerging in Venezuela, a leader removed by force, a nation's resources seized, a power vacuum that threatens to plunge the country into a new era of instability. This isn't about defending Maduro. It's not about ignoring the very real human rights issues in Venezuela. It's about asking a much more fundamental question. If power can override sovereignty once, what's to stop it from happening again and again and again? Libya taught us the devastating cost of foreign intervention. Venezuela may be about to prove that lesson all over again. The future of our world, the very idea of an international order based on law, not might, it's being written right now, in real time, and we are all watching.